Purchase your track today. Purchase your track today.
Shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, foreign Israelites, live like in the nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Rawchaa. Rawchaa. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, name of the Heavenly Father, everybody ignorantly calls God. His true name, which is in the ancient Hebrew, which is in the Rawchaa, Qadash, which is the Rawchaa, Qadash, the ancient Hebrew. His true name is Yahawah. Bahasham means in the name of Yahawashi, is the Holy One of Israel. Everybody ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, a so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah, who was slain at the foundation of the earth for the salvation of the elect of Israel. Then you got 2/3 of the wicked Israelites here in America, Babylon, and great many other wicked Israelites scattered across the four corners of the earth that will come back to the loins of the elect after the destruction. The Rawchaa Qadash is the Holy Spirit that has been bestowed upon the men. The Heavenly Father gave his only begotten Son out of the world to complete this work. So we always want to give double honors to those apostles, great millstone, let us all to this truth. Been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray fast, show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness of wrath to all so part of the elect to the hopeful elect. Lord, when we part of that number, Lord, when us be able to find those who fear in the name of the Lord, striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah 3:5, it is not slack. 2 Peter 3:9, until ring, 2 Ezra 5, verse 42. Shalom, or Shabbat, Shalom, all you sincere believers out there tuning in here and on after Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash, Atham. We're going to get into, some various end time topics, various things that's been going on. And the title is The Time is Coming When It Won't Be Popular Being an Israelite. You got this wave, this trend of, these camps, these different Israelite groups that they want to make it seem like it's something cool being an Israelite or something. And yes, we are the sons of the living power. It's an exciting thing to know that we're getting our heritage back, but this isn't going to be the cool thing real soon. Like, it's not going to be like a trend. And that's what, IUIC, Sakari, that's all they do. They try to make it seem like the truth is a trend. And this ain't nothing, this is serious, And just like I was listening to Elder Ariala earlier, like, he was going into about how, like, we came here to serve. And, there's a lot of young men that are in the truth. They end up crashing out because they try to be like, the top guy and stuff. You do got certain young individuals who's tried to, exalt themselves. And that's not what we're here for. We're here to play a particular position, especially as us new people coming in the truth. Because people don't understand, like, really what it means to be an elder or what it means to get to that position. Like, you're going to have to suffer, like, a lot of stuff, man. And that's what people don't get. Like, people always be trying to, make it seem like like it's just easy being an elder or something. Like, nah, man. That's why we're not equal with them, because they're finna go through some stuff that a lot of us couldn't handle, man. And that day, a lot of them are gonna get put to death for this, and a lot of us too, a lot of us who believe, not saying a lot, like in the sense of more than get saved, but what I'm saying is, like, some of us is gonna have to drink that cup, man. And the elders, their role in this thing really is to, be the best example to us, to show, like, faith against all odds, man, because they're gonna get the most of the hell, man. It's just like when you're you hear about certain kings and certain kingdoms falling, the leaders always ended up in the most shit, man. Like in a bad situation and shit, and so, it makes perfect sense that the elders say that, you got to come in this thing with humility and know that we're here for, mainly to suffer with Yahawashi and, serve our elders and apostles, man, because they're about to go through some stuff a lot of us can't handle, as new people in the spirit and in the truth. They already dealt with a lot more than we can handle. That's why the Lord put them there, So, I just wanted to point that out, because that's what we're seeing all throughout Israel. We're seeing all these leaders that are not really experienced, and they're trying to be elders, and they have no idea what kind of cup they might have to take, man. Because some of this stuff is very scary, having to, like, know that, like, if you're a leader and knowing, like, all this stuff and talk about, you're going to have to set the example. And that's what the elders are doing for us. They're showing that, like, they're, leading the head of the charge. And, usually when you're in a war and you got your front line, your people who the first cavalry that runs in, that's the elders, man. Not everybody is built for that. So, as a new brother myself, because, I be around Zaquan and all them all the time, but I feel like that's what taught me the most, because, it kind of shows you, like, why you can't put yourself in the same, like, realm as them, think like you just running with them. Like, nah, you got to make sure that you're doing your office around them in the sense of, like, knowing that you're not equal with them. There has to be a level of respect there. I'm just pointing that out because that's just been on my spirit. That's what I was listening to earlier this morning and going into this afternoon, but like I was saying, this ain't going to be a time where Israelites is just like, it's going to be cool being Israelites. It's not going to be cool being with us, man. And what we mean by that is everybody's going to hate us. And they already do to a extent, but they don't show it because a lot of them want to be us. A lot of them want to be Israelites. They just, it's kind of secretive, Like yesterday, I seen this Edomite. And like I was riding somewhere, and he just looked at me and tried to wave just out of nowhere, and I was just like, just kind of looked at him. But when he had the look on his face, he kind of looked like, damn, like, you could see he had a couple little necklaces on and shit, like, but he was like, you could tell, like, he like, damn, I'll never be on that level, and that's what they're gonna hate us for, man. Because they're going to know that there's no way they're getting in this tabernacle. So this is Matthew chapter 10, verse 20. It's Yahawashi speaking himself, for it is not ye that speak, but the spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. So when we, come out with these lessons, it's strictly coming from Yahawashi. We're just vessels. Verse 21, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, man. And this is what's coming. Like, this is why we try to make sure that, we stay around, the brotherhood, because there's going to be a lot of different brothers giving up each other. And there's going to be a lot of that going on in them other camps, man. It's going to be some stuff like that possibly going on in GMS too, but not as much as these other camps, man. We're pretty solid over here. We really have a purpose over here, and that's what they've been doing lately, trying to blame GMS for all these this stuff going on in Israel. No, it's not. Like our elders trained us up right. We ain't out here doing no weird shit. It's just you got some wayward young people trying to be a damn elder when they're not supposed to be one, and then they asses get dealt with by Yahawashi, and he exposes them, man. That's really all you seeing. It's them just not being fit for the job, man. So, and the father, the child and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. And really a lot of that, because GMS, the elders and apostles are our spiritual parents, and you're going to have some people, do turn on the elders and stuff because there's some scary stuff coming, and a lot of them wasn't ready to handle it because they wasn't rooted. Because it's easy just reading scriptures, but whenever that time comes where your life is on the line for real, what you gonna do? We're gonna see. We're gonna see if you really love your Yahawashi. That's why we pray every day to him to keep our spirit on us. Verse 22, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. Right? So that's coming. And that's all of us gonna have to experience this on a certain level. But the elders gonna get a lot of this, man. You know what I'm saying? They're already getting it right now. You got most of Israel coming out, our elders trying to say it's all their fault. All this other stuff is going on with people. It said don't partake with other men's sins. It just people, you got to hold yourself accountable for what you do. You can't blame somebody else for what you do, So ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. And so if you don't have any type of endurance, then how do you expect to even consider yourself, somebody who's prepared to be an Israelite, man? You have no idea the burdens of what that means. And you got a lot of the world trying to act like they're us. They have no idea. And there's going to be some judgment coming because of that. Because they think that shit's a joke. So we got right here, death by firing squad is set to resume in the U.S. And they're going to do that publicly. It's going to start coming out like that, where you're going to see particular people like, damn, you're going to be like, damn, they believe in the truth and shit. Well, I might even get put up there and get shot in the firing squad. And that's what you got to be prepared to go through. You see what I'm saying? You got to be prepared to take a bullet for Yahawashi. He took one for us. He was sacrificed for us. So we can't expect to come in this thing and think like we just gonna get out of here sometimes. Sometimes you gotta have that thing like, hey, I gotta be prepared to endure all the way to the end. That's even under death. Yahawashi is not somebody to take lightly, because death's not really nothing big to him. He created death. So it's just a transcendence back to the Heavenly Father. So he don't look at death like us. And that's what he's trying to teach us. He's trying to teach us that you don't need to fear this stuff. I got you. Even if you have to go through this. And some of us do. If you want, that's what Yahawashi was saying to the prophets. He was like, you really want to taste this cup? You really want to sit next to me? All right. But you're going to have to maybe get put to death like I did. That's why it was talked about in Revelation 20 verse 4, all those men that got beheaded. A lot of them is going to be elders, man. And that's why you don't want to make yourself a young brother coming in this thing thinking like you just on some level. We not, man. We just seem to, people around us, that see it, they might think that maybe some of us young brothers or whatever, we got some knowledge or whatever, but nah, man, we ain't really know nothing compared to the elders, bro. They the ones who's been teaching us and keeping us on the right track. I just like pointing that out because, we do have a lot of integrity as young brothers. You know what I'm saying? And we do push our out, but we do let it be known that there is order in there. It's ranking. Like, we ain't just coming in here acting like we just know it all. We just give a fuck about the tabernacle. So we're definitely going to show you that we do. But that's my spiritual advice to new brothers. Just like the elders say, stay humble, because even them being in the truth for 18, 20 plus years, they're still humble. They're still coming in the spirit, like, they don't try to make themselves as equal with the apostles, even though they're around them all the time. So Revelation 2:10 is Yahawashi speaking, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. And that 10 days, it could be really 10 days. It could be 5 days. It could be 2 days. It's just a number amount of days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. He was telling this to the brothers. He was telling us this, like, you might go through there. You gonna suffer, but you might go to where you go all the way into death. And the elders lead the head of that, man. And there's gonna be a lot of ways we try it, and that's why, like, we have this sense where, our immediate families, we try not to stay too connected, because a lot of them don't understand, like, your family is who keeps the truth. And you're going to have to completely separate from this earth. You're going to have to you have to be like people that's not from the earth, man. Because this earth is wicked right now. And just like we was talking yesterday, the other day, Enoch, the Lord even had to remove him because of all the shit that was going on in the earth, so he wouldn't be corrupted. But just like another brother, Psalms, the brother in the Dallas camp, GMS, Psalms Food for Thought, he was going into how, like, you can't let your traumatizing past get in front of your mission and your job, your whatever you're supposed to be doing in the ministry. You can't let that traumatizing past get in front of that. It doesn't matter. We have Yahawashi, man. We have the Lord, so we can do everything. Because you got a lot of people that read that scripture, to all things, I can do it through Yahawashi. But if you don't really believe that, then you're not going to get it. You're not going to get to that point to where you do overcome everything through Yahawashi. You have to really believe that. This is Revelation 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And he said that he's going to try Israel first. He's going to try the house of the Most High first. And what he means by keep thee in the hour, to keep you from taking an MOTB, keep you from selling out, keep you from turning your brothers in. That's what he's saying. They're not saying you ain't going to go through it. He's just going to keep you from doing some things you're going to regret in that time. But you have to be connected to, what he set up, the tabernacle. If you're not connected up to that, and you don't have no honor for that, then what makes you think he's going to, like, give you a spirit to be, brave and have that valor when if they do sit your ass down a damn fucking electric chair or some shit, just over the truth, man. That's how serious this is. They're going to literally chop. They got guillotines just because of this truth, man. There's so much fucking shit going on in the earth right now, and this is the main thing they're worried about, that they want to get rid of. And they're doing it top capital punishments. We already talked about a couple months ago the Noahide laws. These laws, they made up these 7 laws going in, these small hats, these people who say they Israel, got these laws coming up where it's all types of capital punishment and death, and they probably gonna do more gruesome stuff in that. Look what they did to the Maccabees brothers. You know, so we have to be prepared to possibly suffer through some of that stuff, man. That's why Apostle Gabar was saying, you know, kind of keep yourself a little fit, because you might want to try to get fucked out of a situation. We don't want to really taste that cup, but if we got to, we're gonna do it, man. You know. But the elders is facing the charge on that. So that's why you want to, like, you know, really honor those men, man. They're not like us. You know, they're not like, you know, they're not just novices and shit. The Lord set them up so the tabernacle actually wouldn't fall while all this shit was going on in Israel and shit. Because you see all these other tabernacles that were built, these face-ass tabernacles that, you know, these other little camps built. They telling you to take the damn juice box and shit, and you got, you know what I'm saying, all these other camps talking about they really with the Lord. Then we see them breaking down, talking about some they really wasn't about the shit. You don't see that over here in GMS, man. You don't see that over here with our elders. They're holding firm. That's how you got. That's why they got us young brothers. You know, they be like, damn, they might be look like we somebody important. Nah, we just little brothers. We just been around them enough to know how to act, man. But we still have honor for them. We don't be acting like we equal with them. That's what makes this work. You got too many people out here, man. They proud, man. That's why they ass gonna die. It says a blood moon eclipse is coming this weekend. That's probably why it's gonna snow again out here in Oklahoma. That shit, like, when it snows, it definitely does show you that, you know, the world is getting colder. We over here in March, right? You know, you got everybody going to March Madness, trying to do basketball and, you know, tournaments and all this, and everybody's psyched up about all that. Usually they, you know, they enjoying the time at the beach and shit. It ain't like that right now. It's not like that right now. Because it's going to be a cold spirit come on this world, man. Real soon.
Solar eclipse last April, still fresh in many people's minds. We wanted to tell you about another eclipse happening next week. It's a lunar eclipse, and it'll be unique because it'll be a full red or blood moon eclipse. Krista Rose has more from the planetarium at St. Vincent College.
John Fogerty once sang there's a bad moon on the rise, and maybe he was referring to what's coming our way next week in the wee hours of the morning of March 14th.
March 14th.
While people may remember,
right? When is the Passover? Sundown right there. Going into the blood moon, man. The Lord's not playing, man. Bahasham is not fucking playing, man. What'd he say, man? What'd he say? What did the Apostle Hart say about this is the year that he took him? He said the year of our salvation, the year of judgment on Esau, Edom, man. And we not playing, man. Every day we sending curses on this place, man. Fuck America, Babylon the Great. Like, that's how we think, man. This is gonna be serious, man. We're really sending up prayers on the Lord to destroy this place, and we say that boldly, man. You know what I'm saying? And you got these other prophets, they don't want to be the prophets of doom. Well, you better get the fuck out now, because it's coming to a time where you really not going to want to be Israelite if you don't got yourself rooted in this thing. If you ain't really about this, you just jump out now, man. Because it's going to get real for us, man. That's what we telling you. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 31. The sun shall be turned into darkness, the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord coming. We got a blood moon straight at the beginning of Passover, man. Straight up. Coming right into Passover, man. That's biblical. That's what the Lord's showing. Like, he's not playing. And he's finna bring some judgment like never before. This time, it's gonna be judgment that nobody's never even heard of. That kind of judgment is coming. Okay, that's why he said it's going to be a bad moon. That's why he said that, right? He didn't say blood moon. He says a bad moon coming our way. Some judgment coming. We got to be rooted in this truth, man. This is Micah chapter 5, verse 13. This is what he coming to do. It reads, thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee. Because this is the land of graven images. This is the place where everybody worships someone. A lot of people, they worship themselves, but they don't got nothing to show for it. They goddamn ex-drug addicts and shit, and just fucked up in the fucking head, but they feel like they the most high and shit. That's what you got out here in Babylon the Great. And it be people that don't even really have no provisions or riches or nothing. They just regular ass people, and they think they goddamn gods. So it's graven images all over this place, man. Even you just a regular ass motherfucker. You don't even really got no essence about you or nothing unique about you. You just still think you're a damn god. That's how these Americans, these modern day Babylonians think, man. This is how Babylon thinks, man. That's why we don't want to fuck with them. The graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hands. See, that's what they worship. They fucking self, man. They worship they self. That's why we be like, we don't even want to deal with your ass. Verse 14, and I will pluck thy groves out of the midst of thee, so will I destroy thy cities. That's what's coming, man. This place is going to get hit with nuclear destruction. And that's all we talk about. We've been waiting for thousands of years for Lord to blow this bitch up. We thought last time when we were in Rome here, we thought he was talking about blowing that Rome up. Nah, he was talking about this one. You know, we finally got to get here so we can know what's going down. Because we didn't understand everything last time Yahawashi talked to us. He said, I got to bring the Qadash and put it in you so you know what's going on. But it's going to be some time left. There's going to be some time where I'm going to have to let Esau be his wickedness. And that was how he had mercy on Esau. He let him be wicked for a little bit. And I was looking at the pictures of Hiroshima, and it was going Hiroshima and Nagasaki or whatever when they bombed them them two cities in World War II. It talked about in Revelation. It talks about how Esau, even so-called white man, made heaven fire rain from heaven. That's talking about them missiles, man. And I was looking at the devastation in that place. It's got rebuilt and shit. But when you see it, there's like they had a dome. They got a memorial over there that's like a dome, and it was like a little dome-looking building or whatever. And that's the only thing that didn't fall what it looked like. And they try to use that as a more memorial piece or whatever. But when you go in there, Edom didn't even warn them niggas, man. They didn't even warn the people in Hiroshima they was gonna drop that shit. They just dropped that shit. Because it said that they wanted to win the war, and then the other one they said they just wanted to test the bomb. That's what Edom think like. They just wanted to see how many people it could kill instantly and shit. And what's crazy is the radiation. It said the radiations, the bomb didn't even hit the ground. It blew up in the air. If it hit the ground, that shit would be a fucking hole, man. It wouldn't be no fucking rebuilding there. It hit at the top. That's why. So most of the radiation evaporated in the air and shit. Even though a lot of people died over the years, you know, it said about 80,000 people fucking died instantly, man. That's fucking, man. If that bomb would have actually hit the ground, that shit would have fucking left that shit a crater in that motherfucker. That's what's gonna look like over here. Because these missiles are gonna actually hit the fucking ground. They're not gonna blow up in the air. They're gonna hit the ground. It's gonna be like never before, like nothing we ain't never seen. And they warned the ones over there, and because you remember that movie, what's that movie? Leave the World Behind. How they had the planes flying with the little leaflets with the little warnings on them. They did that in Nagasaki. They dropped all them leaflets and told them they was gonna bomb that bitch. You know, they warned them, but they didn't warn Hiroshima, man. And you should see some of the mutations of the people. Like some of them had some weird ass mutations, man. And you already know Moab and Ammon, they already, you know, born off incest and some weird shit. So they really was fucked up then. Like some of them pictures, you'd be like, God damn, like some of them motherfuckers look like aliens and shit. That's where they get that shit from. Like, you know, you got them that had them movies where somebody falls in some toxic waste and then they turn to a damn mutant and shit. That's really what the fuck happened over there. But the Lord's going to execute some vengeance way worse than that real soon, man, on these heathen. Verse 15, And I will also execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard, man. That's what's coming, man. And he's blood room. That's why he said, oh, something bad coming. Shit. We over here all the way men, and in the spirit, we be trembling about this shit sometimes. It's scary as shit to hear, read this shit. Even if it be some of the same scriptures. Some stuff is terrifying, man. You know? Not saying that we just wavering in our faith, but you just out of your goddamn mind to be not terrified of the Lord, especially when it's said in Job 16, or it was Proverbs 16:4. He said he made the wicked even for the day of evil. So he made them for a day of evil coming. And in that day, you ain't gonna be like, oh, it's cool to be an Israelite. That's how IUIC and all these other camps got most of these people feeling like it's cool to be a damn Israelite and shit. You wait until this time comes. We're gonna see if you think it's damn fun being us. All the shit we had to go through to get into the kingdom of heaven. You're gonna find out, man. Because this ain't our first time going through some traumatizing shit to get to this point, just to be able to read this and know what it's talking about in front of you. Like it took us a lot of death just to be able to know what the fuck this is talking about right now. This is Malachi chapter 1, verse 14. But cursed be the deceiver, right? Going in Esau, even so-called white man, which hath in his flock a male and vowed and sacrifice unto the Lord a corrupt thing, you know, and that's what he does. He has all these vows to the Most High, you know, they say in God we trust, all this stuff, but it's a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, saith the Lord of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen. So even them hearing his name is dreadful. So don't be thinking when somebody trying to talk to you or whatever, one of these heathens, and you say the name Yahawashi, they're gonna move the fuck around. I'm telling you that. They're gonna move the fuck around. That's why you don't see them come around the camp. Maybe one of them might cuss us out and drive by or whatever, but they ain't finna just come up and listen and talk to us. Because they know we know the name of the Lord. That name alone is terrifying. Not even what he's about to do and shit. People want to play around out here and fuck around and make accusations. And we've been seeing that. Everybody who make accusation against the elders and apostles, what's happening to them? Their ass is getting through. So we got some more people. They finna fire some more people in the veteran affairs, more than 70,000 people, right? We're gonna watch this a little bit.
The Department of Veterans Affairs is part of the White House effort to dramatically downsize the federal workforce. A quarter of the VA's workforce comprises veterans themselves, and that's prompting questions about how the cuts might affect the quality and timeliness of the services the VA provides. Doug Collins is the Secretary of the Department of Veterans Affairs and joins us now. Thanks for being with us. Welcome to the News Hour.
I'm glad to be here.
So earlier this evening, you confirmed that the VA will terminate an additional 70,000 plus staffers, and you say that these cuts will help the VA fulfill its core mission. How exactly? How is it possible to reduce staffing and resources without negatively impacting the quality and timeliness of care?
Well, the first off is I didn't announce that we're actually going through it at this moment. I said we're beginning the process to look at a reduction in force that will resemble about 15% of the force, and that's what we have begun to do. And what we've done all along is actually take a look at our core functions, making sure that the veteran is first. And it is sort of interesting to me that we say that there's no...
Let me pause this shit. Let's make sure the veterans are first. We just gonna make sure they're first, so we just gonna cut off 70,000 people who've been working for us. So, you know, now your ass ain't gonna be able to get your benefits as quick. And you see that a lot of they veterans out here that went to war, they be homeless and shit. They be out here on the street and shit. You got a couple of them that made it, but they, you know, they had to fuck with the boule and whatnot. They had to fuck with, you know, the rich ass Edomites, man, and they demons, man. And it's coming to that point where it's coming to all of us. There ain't gonna be no work left for none of us. They're gonna have these goddamn AI robots everywhere, and they want it to be like that. They don't want the system to work. They want it to fail. They want to tightly squeeze you into the point where you take that MOTB. They're going to be like, you take this MOTB, you good. Like we said in Revelation, the 3rd chapter, it said you're going to try everybody in the earth. That's what's coming. Isaiah 19:15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, right? That's talking about here in America, Babylon the Great this time, because it said in Revelation 11:8, this place is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. We talk about it all the time, so if you're new and you want to learn more about it, get in there and, go look at, old videos. We ain't going to explain too much of how we know. We know this is the new Egypt. Okay, spiritually new Egypt, man. This is where Jacob's in slavery. What's the head or tail, branch or rush may do, because everything they serve here is the same images they served in Israel in Egypt. And another way to say Egypt is Mizraim. That's really the way you say Egypt, Mizraim. And they try to, you got some of these people who are coming to the truth. They try to go take that scripture in Genesis where it talked about, we were there for 400 years, and they try to tie that to here and stuff. No, that's talking about old Egypt. We was there for 400 years. Here, that ain't talking about the slavery that we was in with the Atlantic slave trade. That ain't talking about that. So, Jake, just something to throw out there. Don't believe them when they're telling you that. So, we're showing you that, hey, man, this kind of judgment that we're seeing is nothing compared to what's coming, man. Nearly a dozen students found dismembered by Mexico highway after vanishing on vacation. So a dozen children, they said body parts from at least 9 people were found inside a nearby abandoned car hidden under a covered tarp, according to reports. Bag containing 8 pairs of hands were also located, man. These are the type of judgments from Yahawashi that ain't even really nothing. This is stuff that we heard. It was talking about he gonna put stuff on the heathen that they ain't even ever heard. And if you're like, let's say like you're a detective, that means that you've seen a lot of shit. Okay, you got these Esau Edom detectives. They out here. They seen a lot of different types of gruesome murders. And the Lord said he gonna bring judgment on them, and all that shit they seen, they ain't even never heard of what the Lord's gonna do to them. That's what's fucking coming, man. That's what's coming. If that don't put no fear, if that don't put no fear on you, Yahawashi, I don't know what's gonna put fear in you. I know what it is. Death by pain. And it ain't gonna be a quick death. It's gonna be a slow, painful, agonizing fucking death, man. That should terrify you, Yahawashi. Missing Pamela Alcantara, I think how you say that, 26, found dead in suitcase by roadside days after making heartbreaking plea to mom, right? Begging her mom to pray for her. Yes, or Eve out here just being wicked as shit, and then you finally get your ass in a predicament. Now you asking people to pray for you and stuff, because you don't get all the way to 26 years old and end up in a damn suitcase unless you done pissed off Yahawashi, man. That's what we're saying. These are the judgments that he's bringing on this place, man. Man sets 20-year-old Milwaukee woman on fire after she reportedly informed wife of affair. See? And that's another thing. He's supposed to, you don't be a busybody in other people's matters. Some shit can go down. That's why you want to just stay clear from everybody, man. Avoid the majority of people, man. And sometimes that's hard to do. Some people you got to fuck with them, for jobs or whatever, work or whatever. But you have to have a limit. You have to have a cutoff limit, man, for everything that you do. But we have to kind of move in the world for right now because, judgment time hasn't came just yet. But it's almost here, man. In Passover, hey, we coming in with these vows to Yahawashi, hoping that it's our last time we got to fucking do the Passover here. No, next time we can be celebrating it in the kingdom. Rawchaa, man. We don't want to fucking be here no more. It's all types of shit. And we just going to stick with a simple one concerning this. This is Sirach 5:7. one of my favorite scriptures. I remember it by heart damn near. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, because you can end up in a damn suitcase because you waited one too many days to do what the Lord told you to do, man. And that's talking to Israelites. And you got to remember, he said he gonna execute judgment on the heathen that he's never done. And if you're not considered an Israelite, then you're going to be considered a heathen. Then the Lord's going to judge you just as bad as them. He's going to judge probably Jake worse. Because he said in Amos 3:2, he said, out of all the families of the earth, I know you, so I'm going to punish you for all your iniquities. So he really on our ass. From day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. And that's what a lot of our people do. They have this spirit of just being a goddamn demon all over the earth and being wicked. And then as soon as something happens to them, they go call their mom, talking about pray for me. And most, our mothers calling damn Jesus Christ, so-called white man. That ain't gonna fucking save you, man. It's gonna get your ass brutally murdered and put in a fucking suitcase and left out there for everybody in the elect to see your ass and still have fear of the Lord. This is not a game, man. Thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. You don't need to know too many scriptures. You just need to know that Yahawashi ain't playing, man. He's not fucking playing. And they're getting their missiles ready. He got all these damn other nations getting their missiles ready for this place. 9,605 nuclear weapons deployable globally. China leader in growing arsenal. So they're growing it. What you think they got all these goddamn missiles for? They don't just got it because they just hold that shit. Here's another article. China appalled by Trump's Ukraine treatment, right? Because he's not giving them no more money as it gears up for war with the U.S. See, because this war is going to determine what Russia does. Okay, that's why, you got certain other people who are willing to send troops in there because they know if Babylon the Great lose that war, Ukraine lose that war, everybody's going to look at this place like, y'all motherfuckers is not ready to beat us. And China's going after Taiwan, and that's where all the fucking chips are at. All the number one, all the chips that are in cars, computers, laptops, everything, all the super advanced shit to run jets and shit, all those fucking chips and shit are there. So they're going to hit that place because they know if they can get that, then Babylon's fucked. Okay? That's what's going to pop off World War III, and it's going to bring them to the border. That's what Esau Edom, that's what it said about, it said, all thy enemies that brought thee to the border. All thy friends that brought thee to the border and shit. In Obadiah 1:7, I don't want to I'm paraphrasing it. But it said, ultimately it was Esau Edom bringing them to the border. Them small hats, them Edomites. Okay, over there, the ones that saying they're Israelites. They're not Israelites. That's why the Lord's going to get their ass, man. Because they know they're not Israel. We don't own shit right now. We're waiting on the Lord to come save us. This is Joel 3. I'm going with the simple ones. We know these. Joel 3:9. And it reads, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. So they're getting all these missiles ready. And those are the ones that can just be globally transferred, Not talking about all the other stuff, because they got way more missiles than that, man. Because it said that the Lord is going to make them shoot missiles over here, and it's going to be 200 million intercontinental ballistic missiles. And I've read it before, but we're going to go into it again. It's been a while. Verse 10, beat your plowshares and the swords, and you're putting hoops in the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And that's what they're doing. They're getting their shit together. Joel 2, chapter 1, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, sound an alarm in my holy mountain. We're the mouthpiece. The Lord's got us telling you these missiles is coming. And to repent, that's just Israel, though, to Jacob, the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, and I want to do a video pretty soon. Rawchaa going into, they tried to basically use certain particular passages to make it look like the seed line don't matter, and we're going to show you it does. It does. If you're not part of that bloodline, you're going into slavery after this. After all this judgment, you're going to, the ones that don't survive, yes, it's going to be born into slavery. And the ones that do survive, you're going to be the first ones handpicked. And your first job, like it said in Ezekiel 39th chapter, is pick up all the goddamn dead bodies everywhere. And you're going to search a long time. It said like 7 months. And after that, he said, I'm going to send you out there some more and search some more because you're going to find some more shit. Till it's all cleaned up. And then you're going to bury it all in the land of Ham and Gog. And that's really going into Russia and them. That's where they're going to be buried. But it's going to be, a mix of people buried in there because it's more than just Russians over there. Russian Edomites. There's American Edomites over there. There's Jake over there. There's all types of shit. But Jake going to be the one to get to come back in the kingdom as a god. He ain't going to be, born into slavery. We're going to be born in the kingdom, and we hoping to make it on this side where we not the ones born in the kingdom, because the ones that get born in the kingdom is what we say the 2/3. They're going to get destroyed. They're going to have to be reborn back through the matrix. And if anybody doesn't know that in the Bible, matrix is in the Bible 5 times. When you look it up, it means the wound. It's talking about the woman. The womb comes out of the womb. That's the matrix. You got to come back in the matrix that way because Yas didn't want to listen, got blown up. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, right? For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. And that's what we're doing. Like, we're in the spirit, we're trembling about, the Lord's power, man. We're not, that ain't no, they think that's like some weak shit to say. Y'all have no idea what Bahasham is about to do, man. Terrible, terrible time. A day of darkness and gloominess. A day of clouds and thick darkness. What's that talking about? That's talking about the missiles, man. The mushroom clouds from the missiles. A morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. Talking about the missiles. There have not been ever the like, right? This judgment he said he was bringing that it's never been like this. Neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations, because all of America is going to get blown up, man. We seen Hiroshima and Nagasaki, what happened to them, but the bomb didn't even hit the ground. This one said 200 million of them are going to hit this bitch. It said the earth, in Isaiah 24:20, it said the earth will toss to and fro like a drunkard, man. And you done seen some Jakes out here drunk as hell. You know how that look like. You know what that look like. Think about the earth drank too much and it's fucking falling over and shit. That's what it's going to look like when these bombs actually hit the fucking earth. Last time, they didn't even hit. They just hit the skim, the top. Wait till them bitches actually hit the fucking ground. 200 million of them. This is not going to be no goddamn joke. Verse 3, a fire devoured before them, behind them a flame burneth. It's talking about a missile. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, right? You see grass and vegetation and stuff out here, right? And behind them a desolate wilderness. So what you finna see here. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. And the ones that do, you got these Edomites are going to build their bunkers underground. It talked about how those 144,000 men are going to pull their ass out of there and bring them into slavery. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Where can we reference this? We do it every time. Revelation 9:16. We do it every time. We don't change up the doctrine. We go the same way. This is how we know it's 200 million of them. It says it for you to know. The Lord's not playing. So Revelation 9:15, and the 4 angels were loosed, talking about this judgment, which were prepared for an hour, right? A day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men, right? And that third part of men is talking about, Esau, Edom, and then you're going to have some of our people in there, the majority of our people in there, 2/3 of our people, and then you're going to have, the other nations, because you have 3 different types of men. You have the sons of Yasharallah, that's, sons of living power. Then you got the we call them the dark nations, but those are basically the other nations. There's 18 nations in the Bible. One of them's Israel. That's those men. Then you got the son of men, which is just, Gentiles, not, I wouldn't really want to say Gentiles. I would say heathens, because there's two different type of Gentiles. Okay. You had Israelites in Gentile states of mind at a time. Okay. That's why they're going to get treated like Gentiles right now, because they ass blown up, even though they're Israelites. A lot of us that are Israelites are going to get blown up because they're acting like heathens still. Okay. And then you got the sons of the wicked, and that's Esau, even the so-called white man. That's also the third part of men. It's talking about destroying their kingdom and everybody who's with their ass. That's what it's talking about. The third part of men. Verse 16, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. Go do 200,000 times 2,000. It's 200 million. Verse 17, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, right? Said it in Joel in the Old Testament. This is why the churches, they don't want to read Revelation, because they know it's talking about shit getting blown up. Thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone. And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, right? Because when you get the missile, it goes and then the shit lobs off there and the other shit lobs off, and then you got the warhead. That's what I was talking about. The lions, the heads, it's talking about the warheads on them. And out of their mouths issues fire, smoke, and brimstone. That's a damn missile, man. That's what it's talking about. Back to Joel. Verse 5. Back to 5. It says, like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap, come out of missile silos, like the noise of a flame of a flower that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in the battle array. And that's the Lord's military. 200 million intercontinental ballistic missiles. And it says in Wisdom of Solomon, the 12th chapter, the first verse, it says his incorruptible spirit is in all things. So his spirit is in the missiles. They're not going to miss, man. They're going to hit where they're supposed to hit. Verse 6, before their face, the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness, right? From that soot. All that damn dirt blowing around and shit in the smoke. Verse 7, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war, right? Then you know what? You've seen that movie, Don't Look Up. And when that fucking, they try to make it seem like it's a meteor or whatever hit, and then all the fucking fire just went in that motherfucker, like, wow. So it's gonna fucking, that's what it's saying. And they shall march everyone on his ways, right? And they shall not break their range, which means what? GPS system is gonna make sure the motherfuckers hit. Okay? Gonna make sure the motherfuckers hit. And all of them are gonna hit. They're gonna go where they need to go. Verse 8, neither shall one thrust another, right? They ain't gonna run into each other. All 200 million of them is gonna hit this bitch. And they shall walk everyone in his path. Each one of them has a specific place to hit. And Jake ass out here talking shit, probably a missile gonna hit this nigga in the fucking forehead with his dumb ass. Because he wanted to play around with Yahawashi. When they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Ain't gonna be no duds. That's what it's saying. Verse 9, they shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in the windows like a thief. And who else they said was going to come in like a thief? Yahawashi. He said he's going to come like a thief in the night. And he coming with 200 million intercontinental ballistic missiles to blow this whole bitch up, man. It's not a fucking joke. Verse 10, the earth shall quake before them, because they're going to actually hit the ground this time. Last time what we seen over there in Hiroshima, it didn't hit the ground, man. It's going to hit the ground this time. And the heavens shall tremble. So it's going to be fucking shaking, man. That's talking about even in space and shit. It's going to be shaking, man. And really, like, this is like level 1 heaven, you know? But in space, you gonna hear that shit. You're going to be like, fuck. That's why we're going to be terrified when we, Abaratazar, we in them chariots, man. Them so-called UFOs, we in there, we gonna feel that quake, man. Even up there. Right? And the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And mainly, That's going into the mushroom clouds, but that's also going into, Jake, the elect leaving this place. Okay, because it's not going to be the end after that. It's going to be that happening and everybody else on the other side of the world mourning, all the merchants mourning and shit. And then once, those 144,000 elect men get crowned, they're going to come fuck everybody else up on the other side of the world and go grab Esau, man, and put his ass in slavery. And that's going to be their job, picking up all them dead bodies over there in the east. And the west will not be inhabited anymore. That's how much the Lord fucking hates this place. Think that shit a game. Jake don't fucking know the fear of the Lord, man. He's gonna die over it. It's gonna be a painful death. It ain't gonna be a short one. And he could reincarnate your ass back here after he kill your ass horribly, or have Esau eat your ass and reincarnate you back here and then blow your ass up too. That's how much the Lord ain't playing, man. And that's gonna happen, probably happen to a lot of them scoffers out there. Because it says scoffers gonna get a worse judgment. And you keep talking all that shit. It says officials urge caution after rare creatures are sighted near shore. You can hear them from quite a distance away. So they was hearing these weird ass, whatever, weird ass animals or something. And they said they heard them over there in Alabama or something. They don't know what it is. They say it was something, but whatever. We just showing you that, a lot of these creatures are going to start spawning back up, man. A lot of so-called rare creatures and stuff, because the Leviathan's coming. And you know how you watch Godzilla? That's like a baby Leviathan compared to like the one that's like the fucking one. That motherfucker is so terrifying. The Lord said he's going to get rid of it after he uses it to go after Esau. That thing is not no joke, man. The movie they put out is that was like a baby one. Okay. That was like a baby one when it like first came out or some shit. It ain't like the real one. And any kind of animal, there's always more than one. There ain't just gonna be, this is like a whole fucking like kingdom of Leviathans down there. And there's the big ass one. Okay. And them motherfuckers finna come out and tear some shit up. Jake be out here playing and shit, man. He has no idea. That's why I said it's gonna be like the heathens never heard before, man. And we hope that we is not fucking here. So if we gotta just get a firing squad or get our head chopped off or whatever, so be it. It's better than what the fuck a lot of them are gonna have to witness the terror of Yahawashi. That's terrifying to know that you were born for the day of evil. That's some people out here was born just to go through the day of evil. And the Lord's been giving them mercy by not letting them go to that day until now. And he's about to remove his mercy from the earth, man. The stars are about to withdraw their shining. Okay? The elect. And once the Lord, the select leave here, there's going to be no such thing as mercy here. No such thing. That's why after that 1,000 years of slavery, after all that shit they went through in that brutal slavery, they'll never fucking say another word of Bahasham wrong. And if they do, it says that they do, we'll just stop the rain in your area. And then if you keep fucking around, we're just going to send the plagues on your ass again. So that means some people are going to be still on some bullshit. So be it, motherfucker. Wisdom of Solomon 11:15. But for foolish devices of their wickedness, wherewith being deceived, they worship serpents void of reason and vile beasts, and did send a multitude of unreasonable beasts upon them for vengeance. You had a example of this in the Old Testament where I can't remember exactly where it was, but they took over some land, some heathens. They went into some land that Israel had. They took it over and they was doing a bunch of wickedness in there, and the Lord just sent a whole bunch of lions over there. It was just tearing their ass up. And then I think it's in 2 Kings. But they started tearing their ass up, and they was like, oh damn, we gotta get a Levite over here. Because back then you had to be a Levite to know how to, get right with the Lord, which is, one of the tribes of Israel. Lawyer, okay, is how you really say that. Okay, and it means join unto him. Okay, those are the so-called Haitians. Okay, that's with them. You had to get one of them to tell you how to get Yahawashi shot off your ass. So they sent one of them down there, and they were doing right for a second, so the lions would stop. But then they just kept on sending, and it said they're like that to this day. And they're never gonna change. They're always gonna have to. We're gonna have to have that rod of iron on them all the time, so they stay right. Verse 16: They that might know that wherewithal a man sinneth, by the same also he shall be punished. Right? That's that judgment. Verse 17: For thy almighty hand, the world that made the world of matter without form, wanted not means to send among them a multitude of bears or fierce lions. Right? We talked about when the Old Testament did that. He finna do some shit like that this time, but it's gonna be with way more terrifying creatures, newly ones. Verse 18: Or unknown wild beasts, full of rage, newly created. So that's why he says it's gonna be some shit like you're gonna be like, damn, I had no idea the Lord was not playing around. He's gonna make some new shit come out, spawn out here, breathing out either a fiery vapor or filthy scents of scattered smoke, or shooting horrible sparkles out of their eyes. That's why you had the new Godzilla -1 that Moab made. The fucking Godzilla like breathed out some shit out of his mouth and like destroyed a whole portion of the city and shit. That's the kind of shit that's coming, man. So this last thing you want to be doing is fucking around with Yahawashi. So shalom to elect Israel, hopefully elect Israel, Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, foreigners, so I look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Double honors to elders and apostles, great millstone. Let us all to this truth. Been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness and wrath to all, support the elect, to the hopeful elect, peace and blessing to the elect. Lord willing us edifying to the flock. Kwam Yasharallah. Shalom.